focus on the words, but you fight choosing being blind. And since I ask you all the time to please think for yourself, you find it more than out of line that the doofus wasn't dealt the hand so often felt by those not in the system. I'd say it's time for Dad to grab the belt, but I think he likes the Pistons. And anyone with visions that's a knock on being gay, you lack the proper wisdom to see the 50 Shades of Grey. Always on display, it's almost never black and white, but he'd be happy in a way that he'd no longer need to fight. So what, he lacks the height and has the shoes too small to fill. If he accepted himself, he might no longer get the thrill for ever trying to spill the milk he always cries for. I'm sorry, dude, just chill. Not everyone's first prize. You're not the biggest geyser, but there are many in the park. You don't need to be a liar since you say I'm in the dark. If I'm really just another mark, then why would you want to be transformed by my all-spark? Your deceptive cons to mean how you're never seen. But since
I just love this song so much. So.
I am crazy, why won't you simply be the queen instead of acting like such a baby?
And it's a troll song. That's the best part.
I'm screaming, yay, there's a song about you. Hooray, but you're still a clown shoe. Yay, there's a song about you. Hooray, but you're still a clown shoe. Yay, there's a song about you. Hooray, but you're still a clown shoe. Yay, now there's a song about you. Hooray, too bad you're still a clown shoe.
So great, because there's like a couple of songs that were specifically made, not necessarily in response to the trolls, but as a result of the trolls, you know, of that obsession with me, and you know, it's just it's so great because. You know, like I say in one of the other ones, like, dude, you guys have inspired so much creativity, and like, if your goal was to make things worse, you failed.
Let me ask y'all this. How many people have had YouTube not take their money? They won't take our money. TBG, baby.
Keep wondering if Charles is gonna just surprise me with another new one. He's been in music mode lately, so it's always good when that happens.
And then again, at the same time, he's been kicking ass at least one a week for the past few weeks. So what can I say? I'm screaming, yay! There's a song about you. Hooray! Too bad you're still a clown shoe. Sure would have been nice to be able to put the fucking check in last night, huh?
It's Kanye and it's Kyrie and the trickery is genius while they have the goy confused. They overstate the word while they control the earth. It's Kanye, it's Kyrie and the
Oh, I don't even have a plan today. I don't even know what the fuck I was planning on talking about today. So we're just gonna wing it. What was I looking up that I thought would be just a good one? Oh, Al Jolson. Truth is just so pad thai. Some people now have sad eyes, talking foul and whining.
But if they're so freaking mad, why aren't they just defining exactly what they're finding?
So goddamn expensive.
The lines they're relentlessly mining seem
desperately repetitive.
Which is why they hand out sedatives.
I have to close this out because I gotta bring up the other thing first. It's the only way it wakes. If you're watching, like, share, and sub. That shit helps. So help the fuck out. Like, it's crazy. It really is crazy when you look at just everything involved. Like, we are way too... I've been doing this for far too long. Our numbers are just too high to justify... Like, even... I have 2,500 plus subscribers. 2,500 people saw what I did and was like, "Oh shit, I like what this guy does. I'm gonna tell the system. I'm gonna tell the computer, hey, when this guy goes live, make sure you let me know." And the computer was like, "Okay, not really." But when you think about it, you think like, it's a computer. It should work like it's supposed to. You tell the computer to do something, it should do what it's supposed to do, right? Doesn't seem to be working out so well. Mary Julius Day. What does that mean? That doesn't exist. Like right now, I've seen this. There's like this older video that's come back up with Kyrie, where somebody is trying to tell him, make him elaborate or apologize for what is deemed to be an anti-Semitic posts or something like that. And Kyrie's like, well, you don't tell me, blah, 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 blah. How come Kyrie didn't take that opportunity to be like, you know what? Fuck your shit. Your Semitism is bullshit. I am proudly anti-Semitism. I am very much proud to oppose your supremacy. Using their crutch? Is that crutch? I can't even fucking see. My eyes are so bad anymore. Oh, church. Okay. Oh. Using their church in some way. I don't know what that means. Got some shit in my phone. I'm gonna wipe this shit out.
Oh, look over there, the American boy still a boy be fair. So the Goyim where he employs it to go is a ploy to be paired with us knowing our rope. Ari
Shafir. My bad. I didn't know his name. He wasn't that important to me at the time. It's funny too. I'm actually glad I got that wrong. Like that's how little he mattered. He wasn't the point.
Not sorry to burst your bubble.
Whoa. Whoa, buddy. Hang on there, buddy.
The illusion and the banter, then the promised change will come. It's Kanye and it's Kyrie.
Oh, look, we have somebody that is identifying as a pedophile. Why don't you explain to us why it's okay to be a pedophile,
It's Kanye.
Please, you have the floor. You have the attention you want. So now use it. Make me look stupid and explain why we should continue to not just accommodate your cult, but perpetuate it. Because I think your cult is disgusting, and we need to get rid of you. So you tell me why that's not true. Please, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to know, in your almighty ancient wisdom, why you're okay. Because I think you're disgusting. I think your pedophile cult is the epitome of what's wrong with society. So, please, make me wrong. Show me how I'm wrong. Give me one example of how I'm wrong. Let's just start with that. Can you give me an example that says, hey, well, it's not quite what you think? Like, give me some good examples. Give me some examples of good friars doing good stuff. I'm so tired of this Epstein narrative. This Trump files, Epstein files narrative distracting people. I mean, I guess it's just part of it. And the hope is people will continue to look. Oh, you made it back. Nice job. Was it difficult? I am the not gay Christian one. He is the gay Jewish one. That made sense there, moron. Like, literally, you explained it for us better than you realize, right? When I tell you that these friars are just stupid fucking pieces of shit, this guy's like, here, let me give you an example. I can't even speak correct. Yes, I am the not gay Christian one. He is the gay Jewish one. That's the response. That's how fucking stupid these guys are. You know? They're gonna address some nonsense comment instead of the allegations against them. Are you an Israel? Are you in Israel? Yep. I'm in Israel because I'm fake. Because I don't exist. You'll never see any example of like Jews defending Judaism or Israel or anything like that, where they say things and you're like, oh wow, that's actually a really good point. I never thought about that. What's interesting too is how the Finkelstein interview is making the rounds again. There are a lot of people talking about that Rabbi Finkelstein thing. And if you remember, we talked about that a year or two ago. I think it was within the last year, but it might be a little longer. You guys remember me talking to you about that? We looked all into it. We listened to the whole interview. We listened to Finkelstein talk about McDonald's and all that shit. You go trying to look into it and they go, well, we can't figure it out because there's no Rabbi Finkelstein that ever existed anywhere. Really? That's weird. And if you think it's somebody playing a role, man, they play that role perfectly. They even say certain words in certain ways that you wouldn't expect, like, you know, that they wouldn't have to say it and still be able to get their point across. But saying certain words the way they do. Did talking about Finkelstein get you shut down? No. No. I mean, I told you guys the whole submarines aren't real thing was a shock. It was a shock. I never thought that titling my shit that would affect people so much, right? Stupid goth, it says. I'll go, it changed your shit to goth. Stupid goth. Interesting how it works. Let's talk about. But when it came to you know, my feed, I mean, I think it's valuable for them to keep me going, right? You know, you could go watch anyone else. Go watch Ian Carroll. Go watch Stu Peters. Go watch any of these guys, and they're all saying the same things. They're all saying things that I was talking about years ago. You know? Like, just wait till the cancel the Godfather thing starts making its rounds. Right? To force people to divide. They implant what?
through the smoke, the lesson to be learned was
You know, it's such a problem though.
them from being burned. But
Is like how many truthers will say something like that? How many people will say something like that? And you go, okay.
now be called
Well, you know, like the best example of that,
cancel the Godfather.
and sort of the number one example of that, is actually Jesus, the church, and all that shit, right?
It just isn't right. Cancel the
Alex Peretti and Renee Good were plants.
that's like it. Cancel the Godfather.
Those stories sure have sort of vanished, don't you think?
Sight.
Sure has gotten quiet.
The Godfather 'cause rope.
But I mean, I told you guys, as soon as I saw a picture of Alex Peretti, I was like, wait, what? That guy's not Italian. That guy doesn't look like his name should be Peretti. And what a lot of people don't realize, and funny, I never heard it anybody else say it, but I don't do a lot of looking, so maybe somebody else said it. But Renee means reborn or born again. Her name was Reborn Again, Reborn or Born Again Good. Come on, guys. Have you heard anything about what happened to Jonathan Ross? Dude was one gen off the plane from Israel, but we are told he's not a Jew. He fits every projection of everything. Yeah. He looks as Italian as Shaq does. Right? Like if I was like, did you know Shaq's Italian? You'd be like, whoa, that's fucking crazy. If I said this guy, this is Alex Peretti, he's Italian, you'd be like, nah, come on. Don't you mean like Perettiberg or Peretti-Stein or something? Look at his fucking face. And the crazy part is, like, that shit, I always tell you guys, my wife is a better person than I am, right? She is more likely to fall for things because she's a good person. You know, she's compassionate. She sees these things and they make her cry, right? Like she gets upset. And she was showing me, what was it? It was the written account. It was the written account of the woman, the lady in pink or something like that. I don't remember what her name was.
No, it was the video. Oh no, it was her.
Yeah, it was her written account. Right.
It was a witness, first-hand witness.
Right. And again, I'm like anti-ICE and all that shit. I you know. The thing that people don't want to acknowledge is that at the end of the day, what I'm saying is better. It's better that somebody didn't really get shot. Didn't really get executed like that. That it was just a show. It's better that that works out. It's better that Handy Sook wasn't what they tell us it is. Right? But you don't want to acknowledge that. You don't want to... You know, you want to make it seem like it's a personal thing. But when my wife is reading it out loud and she's reading the progression of events, I can't just turn that shit off because I want it to be, you know, because I want something. I can't, you know, I can't stop being me for convenience purposes. Trust me, if I could, it'd be a lot better. I wish I could do that. But as she's reading it, there are just these little pieces that just don't. So she just happens to pull up where Alex Peretti is directing traffic, and then he directs her into a parking spot. And then he stops directing traffic once she comes up, and now they're both going to start filming. And then the cops come up, and they say, all right, back up. So she backs up, but he moves forward. I mean, it just, what? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. And the idea that they would have shot him the way they did, you know, that would have put your fellow officers in danger. Bullets bouncing, misfires, whatever.
Fully trained officers. They're gonna panic in crisis. They don't have years of experience
That's
in the job.
that's what you're supposed to think, right? If you think that way, then you it's like thinking George Bush Jr. was stupid. If you think he's stupid, then you don't think he's maniacal. Then you don't think he's capable of doing the atrocities he was. Because he was just a dumb old redneck. Do. Oh, these ICE agents, they's just untrained rednecks. Do. Instead of them being highly trained IDF soldiers who are, you know, the reason why there's like more than anything, they'll stop beating the shit out of somebody to adjust their mask, to pull their mask back up. Because the most important thing is that their identity remains hidden. You know, Jonathan Ross is supposed to be good old American boy. Well, Ross is one of those names where it could go either way.
What kills me is the lengths that we go to protect their identities. And I understand why. However, we do not go
They're
to
public
those
servants.
same lengths to protect victims' identities in any, like, famous type of unfortunate situation. No, we have to know about that victim, their name, their families, tear them apart to see how it's their fault and not the perpetrator. But yet we're going to all these lengths to protect these. If they're just doing a job, then why do they need to be hidden?
Well, but again, so you look into Jonathan Ross's thing, and he's said to be this Trump supporter, this sort of stereotypical white guy, but he's also military. And he spent 10 years over in Afghanistan. Because, you know, he couldn't be in Israel and they just say it's Afghanistan, right? You know, again, it's so interesting how it's like Cobra exists, right? And I keep going, hey, it's Cobra. Here, oh look, it's Cobra. It's Cobra. And because for some, you know, because of the programming, even my wife does it. She'll say, oh, come on, you can't just blame Cobra for everything. Like, they're fucking Cobra. Of course you can blame Cobra for the bad shit. They're Cobra. Cobra! It's all a really good psyop, just like Charlie. Divide the right. You don't really think the right were ever unified, do you? The thing is, the right is full of the racists, right? Isn't the right like the Republic? The right's the whites, right?
Yeah, they're the
racist. Yeah. Yeah. So the thing about racist, the thing about a criminal, right? If somebody will help you steal, they will steal from you. There's no honor among thieves. There's no loyalty. The show never ends.
well. Speaking of the right,
Wait, hang on. But the idea of dividing the right, these are people who, you know, if you say, well, I think, you know, God is this God and we should talk to snakes. And you're like, well, I think God is. They're gonna quickly turn on you when you don't do everything the exact same way they do. So dividing the right isn't difficult.
something that the right is responsible for, and this president is directly responsible for. This happened 3 years ago.
Then it wasn't him.
Austin, Texas.
Then it
Well,
wasn't
it
him.
was 220. 2022. It was him because he was the one at the end of his last presidency that chose the 3 Supreme Court members.
Sure.
Okay, so he did cause this.
Sure, but
So in
again,
2022,
that's the, you know.
but this was directly related to him. Austin, Texas, in a hospital room. Amanda Zarowski was 18 weeks pregnant, 4 months into a pregnancy, and she and her husband had tried for years to achieve. Her water broke far too early and very catastrophic. Her doctors examined and delivered the news, saying that the pregnancy could not continue. There's no medical chance the fetus would survive. In most circumstances, the standard of care would have been clear. Doctors would have performed a termination to prevent infection and protect her health. She would have grieved, she would have healed, and then they could have tried again. But just after the Supreme Court's decision, since the fetus still had cardiac activity, under Texas law, her doctors believed they could not intervene unless her life was in imminent danger. So she had to wait. She had to wait till the baby died inside of her. They sent her home to wait, and until the baby died, or something went seriously wrong with her. Well, guess what? Sepsis set in. The infection spread through her bloodstream. She was rushed back to the hospital and admitted to intensive care. She spent days fighting for her life. She did end up surviving, but the infection caused permanent damage to her reproductive system, making it unable to have babies in the future. So she has, she's filed a lawsuit against Texas.
Good for her, man. She'll get rich. She won't have to have kids.
She lost. They decided to keep the law standing in 2024. Texas Supreme Court ruled.
Yeah, but she'll just go up to the higher. She'll just go higher.
She's been traveling the country speaking.
Yeah, but she'll go higher. She's made a good life out of it. She's smart, and you should do that.
All she wanted was to be a mom, and the right prevented it. They could have killed her. She could have died. She very easily could have died.
Yeah, but this is one of those stories that's like, I should be allowed to smoke pot because I have an injury. Because I have an ailment. No, I should be allowed to smoke pot because I want to smoke pot.
An injury has no relation to death.
Right, but...
A preventable death.
But for a chick to want to have an abortion, it shouldn't have to be a life or death decision. If she says, I am not capable, ready, or do I want to have this baby right now with this dude that I know is not going to be a part of the life, or I might not even know. Might have been a one-night stand. That's bullshit. Yeah, well, then, at the same time, then I guess you probably should never take dick medication if your dick doesn't work. Because, fuck, man, your dick stopped working. That's what it is. No more false hard-ons. The idea that we live in a society where we can prevent unwanted children from being born. Anybody that complains about, if you complain about abortion, if you're one of those people, you'd better have at least one adopted children at home. One adopted child. At least. You want to bitch about abortions and all that shit? Yeah, it sucks. It's not like it's a good thing. See, the thing is, people want to make the argument, my wife will sort of go into that realm, where it's like, nobody's saying that it should be like abortion Saturdays and shit.
Well, there are people that use it as birth control.
There are not people that use it as... There are not people that use it as birth control. There are situations like that one was a retarded girl. There's a whole difference there. And again, you're talking about a society that wouldn't let her get her tubes tied. They wouldn't let the mom of the retarded girl, who is then responsible for whatever baby she produces, to have the girl's tubes tied. And to push that whole, well, she should just know better, she's not. She's not going to know better. And for people that are, living high on the hill, to pretend like they know what it's like to be a person at the bottom is just arrogant stupidity. You have no idea what it's like. You know, all of you out there that think like, oh, she could just. What if you don't have a family to fall back on? What if you know the person that you had the one night stand with? You know, they're a piece of shit. You were just in a bad spot. You made a mistake. What, females aren't supposed to be able to make mistakes? It's so weird, this world we live in. Cause I'm telling you, unless there's something else going on mentally, there are very few chicks that have an abortion and then they never think twice about it. Can't wait to get the next one in a couple weeks because I'm using this as birth control. It just doesn't exist. Abortion is extremely expensive. These people you're talking about, they don't have the money to be getting aborted. To use abortions, I mean, for you to even say that is just such a stupid thing to say. There are people that use it as birth control. No, they're not. She's not using it as birth control thinking, oh, well, every month I'll just get pregnant and then I'll have an abortion. Nobody thinks that way. Nobody's just throwing out $400 to $600 a month to have their fucking, their birth control abortion every month. It's such a right thing to say, right? That's the kind of shit that you've been programmed to say by the fucking religious nutcases that run this shit. Yeah, can't have girls up there using this as birth control. Well, you should be more responsible. Like, and people fuck up. People make mistakes. And personally, I think, again, I've said this for the longest time. I wrote songs about it. It's your fucking vagina. You know, if you think that there's any chance that you can have, you could get pregnant, if you're in that fucking, that window that you're in every single month, like the majority of women, not all, not every single one, not all women, the majority of women can set the calendar by their periods. The shit kicks on the same fucking day every month. They know it's happening because they can taste it for a couple of days beforehand. Like, again, think about how many things in your life you do 12 times a year like that. You would think, especially by the time you're in your, late, mid-20s, early 20s, shit, in your early 20s, by 22, 23, you've been having periods 12 times a year at least for 10 years.
Your body changes. The cycles change. You get sick. You get injured. You get high stress moments. All of it.
Who gives a shit? Why would that?
Cycle. It does.
So what? How would that lessen the female's responsibility?
I'm not saying. I'm saying it's not like. It's not a set clock.
Yes, it is. Yes.
No, it's not.
Yes. The majority of women can set their clocks to that shit. Not every woman, but the majority can. And yes, if there are little changes, they might happen every once in a while, but for the most part, it's pretty set. Most of the women I've ever known, it's been that way. You're the exception.
I mean, it goes both ways. If you're a dude, I put this in a vagina, I'm very likely to get it pregnant. I better wrap it the fuck up.
I mean, again, if I was the one that could get pregnant, I wouldn't rely on somebody else to make that decision.
I'm not saying to rely on it. I'm saying they each have their own responsibility.
They don't.
You cannot be a parent right now.
They don't.
That's not the person you would choose to be a parent with. Fucking wrap your shit up.
That's ideal, sure. But in the reality, men, I can't tell you anything about your vagina. I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you who to share it with. Nothing like that. It's yours. Girl power. Cool, girl power. Be responsible for your own vaginas. Oh, no. Oh, no. That's your fault. What are you talking about? You have a small window every month that you can get pregnant. It's a small window. If you can't go without sex during that window, come on. If you're not the type of girl that'll be like, hey, I'm in my window, why don't I give you a blowjob? Then you're not a keeper. Fuck you. Right? Like it's this is the type of openness and communication and all that happens. And for the women that pick really awful dudes to be with and be friends with and all that, if you're like, oh, well, if I don't fuck him that day, then he might leave me. Good. Like, what's the problem there? If that dude, if you're with the type of dude that would leave you for being smart and not fucking him, especially if you offered a blowjob in return and he was like, no, I need to have sex. Well, then you think you're dodging a bullet, dumbass. Well, nobody's making any fucking reasonable points. I am so sick of women, like, I guess it just stopped there. I'm so sick of women. It's so weird, man. I'm telling you, my wife will fight with me every time I say this. That it's your responsibility, it's your vagina. Don't get pregnant. Be smarter than that. You know? And if you do make a mistake and you fuck up, well, you should be allowed to fix that. Because, you know, there's enough unwanted children out there. That, what do you, like, people always say, well, how do you know that kid's not going to cure cancer? Because look at all the people that don't. Your family hasn't produced a cancer cure yet, has it? No. Well, your little one-night stand shit is not going to make the cancer cure. It's just crazy. It's crazy. My wife fights with me whenever I talk about these kinds of things. If I say, I don't think that women should be allowed to be patrol officers, police officers, just in general. One, because of their physical limitations, but especially, like, I don't think I should be subjected to your periods. And I don't think, I'm tired of living in a society where we pretend like periods don't affect women. And unless, of course, they want something. Like if they were shitty or they were unreasonable or they did something stupid, then they'll be like, I'm sorry, I was on my period. And everybody's supposed to be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that's difficult. But as soon as I say, like, I don't ever want to have a female judge. Because how do I know if that judge is on her fucking period or not? How do I know if that judge is a woman who handles her periods well? Sure, some women do. There are other women who are, like, really, really well put together and, like, they have all their shit together. And then there's something that happens when they have their period that just switches. And they become fucking nightmares. They become completely different people. And then when it's over, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, you know, it's just what happens. And I get, you know, because periods don't affect everyone the exact same way. But I, you know, the idea that, like, especially if I'm a man and I'm going against a female in some sort of lawsuit, the last thing I want is a female judge. They're already going to lean towards the female as it is. They're already, like, the bias that female judges show females, if male judges showed that to men, it would be a big deal. It would be an issue. But when females do it, it's okay. You know? But I don't, I don't ever want to have a judge that I know is a female. Just because of that. If I was allowed to say, Judge, are you on your period this week? Okay, I'd like to reschedule my shit. Or if I was allowed to look back into the judge's history and see, do an in-depth look and see, can you tell that 1 week out of every month, she's harsh? More sentences are handed out? More unreasonable shit happens every single... it might not be the case, and if it's not the case, great. Then, hell yeah, maybe she can do the job perfectly. Maybe, I don't know. But until I can figure that out for sure, I shouldn't be subjected to that bullshit. Just because you want to be super, super PC, and again, are we to pretend like my wife will do it all the time. She always, I never was affected by my periods at all. Bullshit. Having been with you, I can attest to the fact that you were significantly different during those times. Significantly. And the crazy part is it's not like it's this unreasonable thing, right? It's not like I'm going, oh, females, they just decide to switch the switch and then they're just jerks. No. Listen, you've got all sorts of hormones running through your body. You got a big fucking... You're all swollen and cramped. You got bloody crotch. You got a tampon shoved up your cooch. Or you got a bloody fucking pad sitting... Ugh. It sounds awful. I have nothing but sympathy for periods because they sound horrible. And from my personal experience with the 2 or 3 girlfriends I've had, not to mention living with my mom my whole, formative life. Like, there's definitely a difference with your periods. Every single one of you. I've never met the chick that I was like, oh, wow, you can't tell you're on your period. You're just as pleasant as always. Never, have you? Do you guys know that chick? My wife thinks she's that chick. She's not. Well, you guys know that chick? Women can hate and be jealous of each other. I don't know what that means, but yes. It just seems like we're not looking at things realistically. The idea of female cops is the biggest fucking joke. I hate it. I fucking hate it. Not only are they extra compromised once a month, but they're fucking inferior in the physical in a physical capabilities 99% of the time. They put the rest of us in danger. Do you understand that if somebody so you pull the 2-strike felon over, he's got weed in his car, he knows he's going forever. The only thing stopping him from going to jail right now is the cute female or the fat female. Whatever it is, it's a female. And this guy is in his head, either I'm going to go to jail forever or I'm going to try to get the fuck out of here. You think he's more likely to attack that small, cute female or some jack dude? And let's say he does decide to fight. Who's more likely going to be able to handle the situation? The small female or the jacked dude? Let's just say the dude runs away. Who's more likely to catch the dude? The jacked dude or the small female? If any of you can show me a video where a female officer chases down a dude, tackles him, and locks him up until backup can show up, I'm waiting for it. I'd love to see it. One video. And even if you can provide me one video, I can provide you hundreds, thousands of videos that show the man will start running away and the chick basically just quits immediately. She doesn't go running after the guy with her fat ass. I mean, they're a joke. And the only reason it's allowed is because we live in this crazy ass PC world where we got to be like, no, anything you can do, I can do better. But it's like, it's that same thing as saying, like, if a dude decides to grow his hair out and take some hormones, now he's a woman. That's insulting to women. You know, I have nothing wrong with trans people and all that. I think we should come up with other categories because they're not women. They can live their lives as a woman. They can be presented as a woman, but to earn that periods and all that other bull, that fear and all of it that they have to, that comes with being a woman, they don't have that. So they don't get to be women. But just as insulting as that is to real women, it's just as insulting to suggest that anything I can do, you can not only do it, you can do it better than me? Are you out of your fucking mind? Especially in my prime, like, I see videos of, like, you know, professional fighter women, you know, submitting these little YouTuber guys. And I just think, how the fuck how? I mean, yeah, maybe the high level super champions, they'd get me, but it wouldn't be easy for them. And that's because I can't throw anything. I'm still have to hold back. You really think that women can compete with men? There's a video, there's all these videos of Clarissa Shields, easily one of the best female boxers of all time. Which, again, right? You know, that's the thing about women. It's so interesting is they claim they want equality so bad, but they don't want the scrutiny that comes with equality. So the scrutiny says, well, your product isn't very good. The WNBA sucks. It's not a good watch. You know, you're actually really, really terrible. It's unintentionally hilarious. My wife hates when I watch it because I laugh the whole time. And then she laughs. Like, and she hates it because she knows, like, it's attached to girl power in some way. But it's so embarrassing. They're so terrible. Air ball, air ball, air ball, brick, fall down, fall down, fall down, fall down, air ball, fall down, miss a pass. Oh, look, they made a basket. Everybody's like, yay. Man, it's going to be a high-scoring game. 55-48. Yeah. But Clarissa Shields, fucking dumbass. Tons of videos about her talking about how, oh yeah, she could beat a male boxer, no problem. She beats up dudes all the time at the gym where she pays them to be at. Like, people start smelling their own shit, man. It's crazy. Mary's one of my bigger fans on here. And I know at the end of the day, I can't really trust Mary's opinion. Because Mary likes what we do. So I can't trust that she's going to be like, this one, she just likes what we do. It's like not a negative thing per se. It's just, I appreciate the hell out of having somebody that likes what we do that much. I just know that she's not going to tell me it's awful when it's awful. She's going to find the good in it. And that's awesome. Like I say, it's just... But Clarissa Shields is talking about how she's knocking out dudes all the time at her gym and yada, yada, yada. Like, you know, I mean, it's such an old trope. You know, that surrounded by yes men, people think they're funnier than they are. People think they're tougher than they are, they're better looking than they are, whatever. You know, especially when they're paying the people to be around them. Because this white dude of all accepts the challenge, and he's from like Europe or some shit. Clarissa would destroy you. Yeah, no shit. You think a fucking professional boxer who is actually not small for a chick, she's actually like a decent sized chick, who is a world champion in the prime of her life, you think she might beat up a 47-year-old dude who's got busted hands and knees and all that stuff? Yeah, maybe. You dumb fucking clown. But what happened was she started smelling her own shit. Thought she could beat up a dude. Dude answered the call and knocked her the fuck out. It's actually a really great video. Because it's like, that's the reality. Not Ronda Rousey throwing big old yoked security guards out of the ring because she's going Ronda Rowdy. She's going crazy. Nobody can get in there. She's going to start breaking arms with judo throws. So fake. And such a poor example for little girls. Females should not think they can fight men at all. You know, at all. Yeah, dudes shouldn't be hitting chicks. But if you act like a dude, you know, you put yourself in that position to where you're doing what a dude does to get his ass whipped, you can't blame somebody, especially once you start putting your hands on a dude. Now, you know, a dude should be able to restrain you and deal with the situation without going all off on you, but you never know what happens when you fucking make contact with somebody. I'm so tired of that shit. I'm so tired of the like, it's not equality, it's this other thing that they want. And it's not even, I don't even think they want it. I think that's just what they're sort of tricked into thinking they want. You know, because the vast majority of women out there, they still want you to get the door for them. They still want to be treated like a lady. They want you to respect them and care about what they have to say and their opinions and all that. And I think on that level, we are equal, for sure. We both lay out the plan, what you think we should do, what I think we should do, and whoever makes more sense, well, then let's go with that one. But there'll never be like a, oh shit, sweetheart, there was a bump in the night. Go check it out. Get out of bed and go check it out. I'm going to stay here in bed. That's not how that works. Yeah. There's no situation other than like maybe squeezing into like a little tiny spot. Get your, you know, when I can't get my fucking hands inside something, I can give it to my wife and be like, here, can you? But there's no situation where my wife is going to physically dominate me. Why would we even pretend like that's a reality?
I mean, only if your dick's in my mouth. And I'm threatening to bite hard. That would be, I think, the only situation.
Yeah, but that wouldn't last long, because you know.
Oh, no, I'd have plenty of time to get away before you'd catch me. You'd be writhing for a bit before you get
you know how fucked up you would have to be,
God.
And how fucked up that would for the rest of your life.
I couldn't imagine causing anybody that much pain unless they were seriously going to kill me or something.
Right. But even then, like,
I still would.
Dick in your mouth. No, I get it. No, I get it. I'm saying, but
you'd be traumatized.
The trauma from biting a dick off would probably be pretty awful trauma. But this is like, again, it's like I It's never, hey, wife, you carry the heavy shit while I go check into the hotel or whatever. Like, it's just not how it works. And I think, I just as bad as women have been manipulated into being, men have too. We are awful. At the end of the day, I think, women control a lot more than is acknowledged, especially if it's a straight situation. Now, if the bad guys or the person, whatever, is gay, well, then females are literally nothing. They provide nothing. So I guess I could see that, but there's a reality here that doesn't get looked at. And I think that's the problem with so much, just like with religion, just like with politics, just like with Israel and all of it. It's all the same thing where it's like, okay, your shit will work as long as we don't look at a whole large section of things. Because as soon as we look at that section, well, then your whole narrative starts to fall apart. So, I mean, again, do you know how unbelievably frustrating it is for me personally that it's every fucking truther, every goddamn one says the same, Jesus, need God, the Jews hate Jesus, kind of bullshit. Every single one, it doesn't matter who it is, and it's just so frustrating because it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. It's so, what's the other one that people say? Frustrated, and... No, that's ours. That's a family word. Thank you very much. And fustigated made it into the last song.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yes, I've added a word to the lexicon. I'm fustigated. You've heard it before if you've been here. So if women shouldn't fight, should women be able to become men? Women shouldn't fight. What the fuck? Where did... Wait, where did...
Surgically added...
Wait. Where did I say women shouldn't fight? Who said anything about women not being able or shouldn't be allowed to fight? No. Do I think it should be forced on us to watch it? No. No, I think if female fighting is actually a viable thing, then let it be its thing. Imagine if there was a women's fight league, but they started bringing in men every once in a while. People would lose their shit. But as far as trans goes, I could not care less what somebody wants to do. What an adult wants to do with their fucking body once they get older, as long as they're not hurting somebody else or going against, doing something to somebody nefariously, whatever. What the fuck do I care? Can a woman become a man? No. She cannot become a man. Can she live her life as a man? Sure. Is she again, I think just like dudes can't become women, they can become something else. We don't really have a word for it yet. I think it's the same thing with the women, but nobody ever talks about that. I can't remember the last time I heard of a controversy that involved a woman trying to be a man and being involved in something. Why? Because even when the woman tries to be the man, she still can't compete with men in whatever it is. You've never heard of any sort of, athlete that wanted to play in the male league, but she was a woman, so she had to live her life as a woman, blah, blah, blah. Like, or live her life. That shit's dumb. And it's crazy because it's such an obvious distraction. It's such an obvious distraction that is almost like it requires your religious stupidity. If you're not religious, you don't care. Yeah, maybe it's weird. Yeah, maybe it's gross, but you don't care. You know, if they want to be a circus project, let them. Again, see, you're just being an asshole, though. They want to be a circus project. Why are they any less legitimate than you are? I don't understand that. They feel like they were born in the wrong body. That's not like, oh, I think I might part my hair on the other side today. That's you saying, like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and deal with being mistreated, being discriminated against, you know, being threatened. My life is in danger. My family's going to be all weird. Blah, 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 blah. You don't just do that because you feel like it. You do that because that's, you can't not, you know, it would be like you wearing a dress. If you're a straight man and you're and you'd be forced into wearing a dress all day and pretending to be like, that's what they feel like. They're just in the wrong body. They, you know, something went wrong. My wife's friend Daisy, there's no choice there. You look at Daisy's little dainty hands and wrists and, like, obviously something went wrong in the making and popped a penis out. Because everything else is as girly as it gets. It's really weird. But it's, you know, it's like that. That's not a choice. That person doesn't think, oh man, I'm going to suppress my macho feelings today so I can be this really super girly dude. That's just how she is. You know, it's just fucking, it's like, and to think that there's any sort of threat from that person. Like for that person, for you to claim that that person affects your life in some way, you're just a moron. Well, I don't want to see it. Okay, well, like when you see a man and a woman making out somewhere outside, do you stop and look at it? Do you get closer? Do you pull out your phone and start filming and be like, oh, wow, that's really beautiful. Yeah, okay, squeeze her tit. That'll be cool. Is that what you do? When, when you're the third wheel in a situation. Or like, you know, nothing's worse than when you're three people who have been hanging out for a while and you're all buddies and whatever, but then the other two start sort of, something happens, the spark happens between them. And then you're like, hey guys, like I'm here too. Hey, yeah, that's funny. Huh? Okay. Like that's awful. When they start making out, do you just sit there and, oh, look at that. They're making, oh, listen. Oh, I love the kissing noises. Yeah, that's so, you hear how she moans a little? That's so cute. You literally said you don't want to see women fighting. That's what's wrong with me not wanting to see men being women or vice versa. What? You're a moron. So again, I'm talking about a sport. I'm saying when I'm watching sports, I don't want to be forced into seeing inferior sport. Just like I don't want to see, like, if it's champion fight night and I'm watching Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe. And on this card, we also have Roy Jones Jr. versus somebody. And then also on this card, right smack dab in the middle, we have a couple of amateurs. We're going to do an amateur bout. They're going to have on headgear. We're going to score it the amateur way, the Olympic way. We know there won't be any knockouts going in. But just watch it and enjoy it. No. When I'm watching sports, I want to watch the best. When I sit here and I go, well, I live in this world and I don't want to see anything I don't like ever. So you're not allowed to live your life how you want to live it because I might see it. No, I'm not some dumbass white dude. Sorry. When women fight, do you go, oh no, I hope they stop so they are hurting each other? Oh. I never ever speak like that because I'm not stupid. I hope they stop. Two O's. They are hurting each other. Oh no. What? I don't even understand what this guy's argument is. Do you? What does he think my reason for not wanting to watch females fight is? I'm just so confused. But this is what happens when somebody can't make reasonable arguments. Instead of just sticking with something that makes sense, this guy is just coming up with these. So what you're saying is, it's because he doesn't actually have any legitimate arguments. It basically comes down to, well, I don't like it. Yeah. I don't want to see it. So do you like seeing men and women fool around? Is that your thing? Do you like watching men and women fool around? Or do you just ignore it? Like, I don't understand. Why is it you have to watch men kiss each other? Hey, look, those guys are kissing each other. Oh, I hate that so much. Yeah, look. I hate this thing. Look at it. Look out. I can't stand this. Look at them. Look at that. No, look at. They're just, look. No, look. I mean, seriously. Ugh. Is that what you do? Look, dumbass can't come up with anything to say, so now I guess he's insulting my weed. Sweetheart, he's insulting my weed. Oh, you guys.
Do you need me to take the phone so you can cry?
Yeah, I don't know if I can continue. Seriously. He said we might be using, he says he bets that we're smoking brick weed. Oh, ow. 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 Man, instead of, making legitimate arguments about what we're talking about.
Were there tariffs on that Mexican brick weed?
Probably. I don't know. Is Mexican weed more expensive now? Yeah, I should know. Do you know who won the Tyson-Paul fight? Tyson. Tyson had no business being in that ring. He made like $50 million. Jake Paul agreed not to hurt him and didn't. Jake could have wrecked Tyson. You can hate Jake Paul all you want. Dude's legit. Dude would wipe the floor with anybody in this fucking chat. Anybody you know. Even if you know somebody that fights like amateur, Jake would light his ass up. Jake could have destroyed Tyson that day. Could have really hurt him and really, done some really awful shit. And just to make his name, and Jake was respectful as fuck the whole time. Didn't attack him, didn't hurt him. After the fact, did nothing but praise him. Like, Jake was the man for that shit. Anyone who didn't bother watching, right? Because everything you watch is of the utmost quality. You only watch the very best shit possible that is, you know, highly, highly rated by everyone. As long as everyone likes it, you like it. It's a fucking shit show. And, I mean, again, like, they both won. But Mike Tyson was the one that needed it. Mike Tyson needed that extra $50 fucking million. And then Jake did something none of you would even think to do. Like the idea that Jake fought Anthony Joshua, that shit was so stupid. Anthony Joshua is a different type of human being. He's that Brock Lesnar type, that Francis Ngannou type, that Obafemi type. He's something different. And Jake stood literally no chance and still got in there and made it as like he should have been knocked out in the first round. All of you Jake Paul haters, you're fucking stupid. Jake Paul has done more for boxing than any fighter in fucking in memory. Trying to, you know, fight for fighter pay, trying to make a difference. Showing that people don't need the Jewish promoters who have controlled boxing the whole time. Like, most of us think boxing is Italian, is mafia controlled. Who are the big promoters? Bob Arum. You know, like it's Jews. It's Jews. Eddie Hearn. I'm on that train wreck. Man, feel so good about the nicknamed. Oh, because it was scripted, yes. Yeah, you can script a boxing match that's on live TV. You have to be so stupid to say shit like that. Like, sure, there was an agreement not to kill each other, not to go full force, but you can't script it, lay it all out so that, oh, this punch misses by this much. No. It would be harder to script a fight than it would be to just fucking do it. But again, look who's commenting this shit. For the most part, it's just morons. You know, it's the same morons who have nothing to say when it comes to pedophilia. It's the same morons that have nothing to say when it comes to genocide. They're just fucking dumb, man. And to think anything else is going to come from stupidity is dumb on your end. You're a moron. You know, those who know nothing about boxing or you casual fans, of course you can think all kinds of dumb shit. But, like, you can't script a broken jaw. Why would you? His whole fight career, the thing he's been putting his fucking life into for the last 10 fucking years at least, is over. He can't do that shit anymore. But yeah, no, it's all scripted. Look at this shit. You have these same fucking Jewish clowns that come through here every day and cry and cry and cry that I'm saying what I'm saying. Not, you know, not debunking what I'm saying or anything like that. Just crying because I'm saying it. You're not supposed to say those things. Oy vey. It's like a joke, man. It's a joke. And it's only them. They're the only ones dumb enough to keep doing it, to keep playing the role. It's the ignorant arrogance that permeates their whole personality, their whole thing. I mean, again, what do you think is going to come from people that were ritualistically abused as children and then forced to do it to another child. How well adjusted do you think that person could possibly ever be? Ever. They're never going to be reasonable, thinking, intelligent, decent human beings. Those are always forever. They're going to be just the most fucked up, impossibly fucked up human beings. They'll never be able to be better. They'll never crawl out from underneath that fucking, that influence, that damage, that trauma. It's amazing, man. It really is amazing. You're being arrogant, buddy. You're talking about like you're the one that knows the truth. That's arrogance. Yep. Talking about stuff is arrogant. What's up? Yeah. The biggest issue is, all the shit I talk about, I can then back it up. Everything I talk about is backed up with facts, and everything is backed up by the narrative that they want us to know. I don't even look into the conspiracy stuff. These dumbasses are arguing from the most basic, they barely remember reading about it in school if they were forced to. There's no actual points being made. I ain't decent now. This dumbass just said, I ain't decent. What? As dumb as it gets, man. These dudes always want to talk about me. They're always so obsessed with me. They don't want to talk about the bigger picture. They don't want to talk about the stuff that I'm talking about, the stuff that has nothing to do with me, that actually doesn't directly affect me. I'm talking about other stuff. They're trying to talk about me. Because they hate me so much. So fucking dumb. But again, it's also like this is what they do. Anything they can do to prevent the conversation from going in the direction it's going in. That's all they care about. They don't care about whether it's right or wrong. As long as they can prevent the conversation from solely being about what they do, they're winning. I do not hate you, man. I just hate bigotry. Yeah, sure you don't. Yeah. At least you weren't dumb enough to say racism. I mean, look, if hating pedophile cults makes me a bigot, sign me up. See, the difference again is that I can back up everything I'm saying. You don't even know what you're fucking talking about. You don't even know your own shit, let alone the other shit. And you already said you were a fucking friar anyway, right? You're a man that needs a little, I need a little help. Oh, here we go. Here we go with the psychosis, the irrational phobia. What was it? The psychosis, something disorder, and an irrational phobia, right? It's what it always is. And you're trying to say that every Jewish person on the planet is part of that cult. The cult is called Judaism. So if you're going to identify as a Jewish person, you're part of the cult. Yes. It's not real. You understand that nothing in Judaism is real, right? It's fake. It's all fake bullshit. All of the beliefs and all that shit is fake. Right? You get that? You get that? Freier. Please tell me how there are good NAMBLA members. I would love to know. Right? He belongs to NAMBLA. He doesn't actually touch any children, but he supports the organization that does. He identifies as a NAMBLA member. He gives money to the organization, and he attacks anybody that speaks against NAMBLA. But he doesn't touch the kids, so that makes it okay, right? Is that how you see things? Yeah, I know what I thought. And now it's not anyway. You just don't, you're not smart enough. They've kept you stupid. Most Goyim are pretty stupid. It's by design. If you believe that the bad guys are worshiping Satan, then that's you saying Satan is real. And what do we know about Satan? We know that Satan has all sorts of magic powers and shit. Satan is like Thanos. And the people, and not just regular Thanos, Satan is like Thanos with the glove. And we know that as human beings, we can't even beat regular Thanos, let alone Thanos with the glove. So what are we going to do? We're going to sit here and wait for the Avengers to come save us. You can't beat a superhero with regular, supervillain with regular heroes. You need superheroes. Hey, isn't the Catholic Church even more guilty than that? That's what you're supposed to think. And I wouldn't say that about the Catholic Church either, right? Because you're a dumbass. You've shown that. I get you. But yeah, Catholics, it's the same thing. You can gauge it on who they are. If you're not speaking out against it, and even more so, you attack those that do, you're just as guilty. See, you want to look at it from this, like, this big, it's too big kind of, too buku kind of thing. But again, if it was your neighbor across the street, and you knew for a fact that they were trafficking in children, and you didn't call the police, you didn't say anything, aren't you just as guilty? Why wouldn't you call the police? Would you be friends with that neighbor? Would you go to that neighbor's house? If they brought you some muffins, would you eat the muffins and be like, oh, thanks, neighbor? Mm-hmm. You notice how you can't actually acknowledge anything that's being said. So now I read like a 9-year-old, and my weed is brick, and all these other dumb things, but yet nothing you can say actually sort of debunks anything I've said. And notice how the dumb Jew guy is going to try to be like, well, what about the Catholics? What about what the Catholics are doing? Oh, yeah, well, shit. If the Catholics, let's just say they were more guilty of it, then that would be like, we shouldn't even worry about this one. We should worry about that one then. Never mind that all the Catholic clergy wear yarmulkes under their head, on their heads, right? Yeah, let's just overlook that. I mean, based on your blah, 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 Republican Democrat Party is guilty too, right? Yeah. Yeah. If you know anything about what's going on and you don't say anything, yeah. I don't think you get to be on one wing of the same bird without already being there to begin with. Are you saying you fall? Of course you do. Of course you fall for the idea of Republicans and Democrats and the bullshit play that is our government. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. These are the arguments that come my way that just get so boring that I just stop answering and go back to ignoring. And it rhymes, so it's true. But it's like, what's the point? They don't even say anything that matters. That's like saying the Republicans and Democrats are the same thing, dude. Yes. Yes, I think everybody that is Christian and Catholic and all that shit, I think you're all guilty to an extent. But I can't necessarily say that, like, I have to see your response. If the movement comes about to eliminate and you fight against the movement, well, then we make the judgment call on you. But I also know for a fact that the pedophile problem is so much worse than people think. And more than likely, you have multiple pedophiles on your street, in your family, in your friends. Your friends are pedophiles. Whether they're dealing with child exploitation images, or they're reaching out to kids on fucking chat networks and shit, it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Everybody that to this day still supports Trump, I mean, from my perspective, the only way you support a pedophile is if you are a pedophile. And I don't even say that like, I don't know, like it's not, I mean it. Like, I really do think, like, there's a good chance that the person that's out there supporting Trump has child exploitation images in their phone or on their computer. It's not one of the biggest underground dark web industries in the world because it's niche, because it's a small amount of people doing it. Your average pedophile hunter isn't catching someone every day because it's this small niche group. DAP can't just roll into a town, set up their profiles, and within an hour be on their way to catch somebody and have to hurry up because they have a second catch that they have to get to because it's just some small town, small little thing that we just shouldn't even pay attention. It's no big deal. It's everywhere. You know people that do this. You are very close to someone that has shit that you would hate them for, or at least you should hate them for it. It's everywhere. And this is the kind of shit that people just don't understand. People think it's so much smaller. Well, it doesn't affect me, so. But the fact that laws need to be changed, because if you guys, like, I don't know a single person that thinks the best thing to do with pedophiles is to put them in prison or jail for whatever a period of time, where taxpayers have to pay for them to be in jail or prison, and then eventually they get let out and hopefully they move next door to you. I don't know too many people that think that way. I can't think of anybody that I've ever asked, hey, what should we do with pedos? And they said, well, send them to jail and then maybe put them in a church group where they can get some prayer. And nope. Every single person without hesitation says, oh, we need to kill him. Just kill him. So clearly our legislation, our powers that be, don't actually represent the people if we're talking about laws that need to be changed. Oh, gotta love these Reggies. Oh man, these Reggies, they're so Regiful. These nasty Reggies. Oh, the bricks. Big old bricks. Oh. I mean, ask yourself, if I'm wrong, then why do so many people literally make fake profiles because they said something too pedophilic and got removed, so they had to make a second, third, fifth, 10th profile so they can watch me and beg for my attention for hours at a time. You ask them why they're here, and the only thing they'll kind of say, well, it's entertaining. So I guess it becomes entertaining to get called a pedophile. And then, sit there for hours begging for more attention every single fucking day. Right? This makes sense, doesn't it? This is how, this is what all of you do. Is this what you're doing right now, sweetheart? Are you watching somebody that you don't like on YouTube under a fake profile, telling them, especially somebody who, thinks we should kill pedos? Are you, using a fake profile to try to get them to stop talking?
Yeah.
I thought that's what you were doing.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, how many times would you say you've done that in your life?
Never.
What?
Never.
Well, I can't hear you. What? Never. Never. That's fucking stupid. The day somebody's like, I'm not interested in you, right? I don't care to engage in this exchange, this relationship anymore, is like the day the relationship ends. I'm not going to keep trying to get you to pay attention to me after that fact. I'm not going to make a fake profile, especially so that, you that's just such Israeli shit. I don't know what else you call that shit, right? They're just such weirdos. And of course, the whole time, they're never talking about how do we, expose these pedophiles, kill these pedophiles. How do we eliminate this friar control scheme? How do we, none of that. Just dumbass, let's talk about Pokemon. Trying to distract. Trying to stop this feed. Why? Who's going to do that? I mean, it's fascinating, man. And it only really makes sense if you're willing to see it as, I can't make sense of it being regular fucking dorks. Because you would have to be an incredible dork, but even my people, like Mary, they don't come here like that. They're not obsessed in a ways that only you guys seem to be. Yeah. Free cake. Where the hell is she? Oh, Shiza. There she is. You guys definitely need to check out our newest video, PCU 2, Israel, Hayom, Bottom of Darkness, Part 2. That Magnus doofus, he joined YouTube 16 years ago and has 3 subscribers. Totally believable. Totally believable. And it's so strange, like, why would, if you're not a friar, why would you come in here and try to defend them? You can't say every single one of the people are, you can't say that every Jewish person is involved in the cult. You mean the Judaism cult? It's Judaism. Like, what are you talking about? If you're going to identify as a Jew, you're part of Judaism, right? Isn't that? Am I missing something there? Are there Jews from other things? Like, is there a section of Islam that's Jewish? I don't think so. But see, it's you know, back to the boxing references. I feel like Mike Tyson in his prime. I feel like Mike Tyson in his prime, and I'm at like a middle school boxing academy, right? And like the best that can come my way is like some immature middle school bullshit. And I'm just throwing haymakers, knocking these guys out with minimal effort. Because they just look at the shit they come up with. If I'm wrong, how come it's so difficult to come up with it? How come it's so difficult to tell me exactly what I'm getting wrong? I don't have that problem telling you about what's wrong with the situation. Why won't you guys just do to me what I what I do to you and your thing? I think this guy has little man complex. Sweetheart, what do you think? You think he has little man complex? What? Napoleon syndrome?
No, I don't.
Why not?
Because there's a difference. It's okay to be short when there is a condition. When you are just genetically short, I guess you're free reign to make fun of. Okay?
I mean, don't you want to pick him up? I'm sorry, I just pick him up, give him a little punt. I bet I could get it through the goalpost. You know what? Let's look that up. Well, no, because like dwarfism and shit like that is pretty well documented, isn't it, throughout history? You'd be surprised. You know, it's another one of those things that doesn't come up until the what? When, sweetheart? When does everything come up?
1883?
1880s, something? 82, 83? Yeah. Down syndrome. Another one of those things
After all the vaccines.
That doesn't really exist until, like, they'll be like, oh, well, there's this one painting of a guy who kind of looks like he might have Down syndrome from like the 1500s. But outside of that, it's not really talked about. We don't know, like, for sure. But Down syndrome. Let's see. Or sometimes Down's syndrome, also known as trisomy 21, is a genetic disorder caused by the presence of all or part of a third copy of chromosome 21. It is usually associated with developmental delays mild to moderate intellectual disability, and characteristic physical features, which is really strange, right? I have to, like, it's so strange how Down syndrome people all look like they could be related. Right? It doesn't matter, like, how strong your genes are, whether your family's dark black or fucking, you know, Norwegian, white, blonde, whatever. Mexicans, Samoans, whatever it may be. Samoans, sorry. Down syndrome always does the same thing to their face. They all become around the same height. It's so strange that nothing else does that. What else makes us all look the same? Doesn't that seem weird to you? That it would be such a distinct thing. And it's, when you think about it from that perspective, and you think that it's clearly such a distinct thing, and everybody always looks sort of similar, for it to not be characterized or cataloged or talked about from history means it must not have existed. All right, let's see. The parents of the affected individual are usually genetically normal. The incidence of the syndrome increases with age of the mother from less than 0.1% for 20-year-old mothers to 3% of those aged 45. 3%, I guess it's kind of a lot. I mean, it is believed to occur by chance with no known behavioral activity or environmental factor that changes the probability. 3 different genetic forms have been identified. The most common, trisomy 21, involves an extra copy of chromosome 21 in all cells. The extra chromosome is divided at conception as the egg and sperm combine. Translocation Down syndrome involves attachment of extra chromosome 21 material. In 1 to 2% of the cases, the additional chromosome is added in the embryo stage and only affects some of the cells of the body. This is known as mosaic Down syndrome. That's fucking weird. Down syndrome can be identified during pregnancy by parental screening. Jeez, how do you make that decision? That's got to be a hard one. I wouldn't do it, though. If I knew that my kid who had Down syndrome, I would terminate that pregnancy. You know, the one thing that as humans, we should all have the right and the ability to do is to fall in love. To fall in love and live our lives. And when you have Down syndrome, your life will always be compromised. And you definitely shouldn't be out there having kids. Are you fucking nuts? Since the introduction of the screening, Down syndrome pregnancies are often aborted, rates varying from 50 to 85% depending on maternal age, gestational age, and maternal race ethnicity. Good! Like, again, I just, I hate to say that kind of shit. And a lot of times, Down syndrome kids are great. They're really nice. They're they can be fun, but they can be very difficult. And let's just be real. No parent wants that. Like, if you could pick to have a kid that, even if they don't necessarily become like super successful or whatever, but they're able to move out and do their own thing and give you grandkids and whatever, would you rather have that, or would you rather have the Down syndrome kid that you have to take care of for the rest of their life?
Oh my God.
Like, it's just, there's no question there.
Those poor babies, those poor families.
Right. It's not like we're talking about this, like, there are moments And those moments can be glorified through shit like the Special Olympics and stuff like that. Sure.
They can have what all they know better, but they can have what they deem to be a happy life. But that does not take
That
away
takes a lot of
from-
work from the people around them.
Right. From the
That's not their
difficulty
lives.
on the supporting staff, which is the immediate family, to make that happen. Financially, energetically,
Emotionally. The emotional drain.
physically, all of it is just draining from every aspect.
Well, I mean, my kids went to school with a kid with pretty severe Down syndrome.
Yeah.
And his parents had money.
Thankfully.
Right. But like,
for assistance and special teachers, but most people can't.
But like, you could see the strain. Like they actually had nanny that would help. Right? The mom would bring the nanny. But like she also wasn't a great, like she would let her, like, for him being disabled and not supposed to work all properly, that kid knew he had special treatment. And he would do shit that he knew better. He wasn't supposed, but he knew he would get away with it. And like the mom, she was really a hot, popular girl growing up. And so when she would come to pick the kid up, that was her time to be the hot, popular girl and have conversations with other moms and teachers and blah, 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 blah. And the kid would just run around and he'd do shit like he shouldn't do. Or that a mom should be there and be like, hey, stop. Right? But the dad especially, you could tell he had like, his oldest son was probably gay, and his youngest son was Downs, and you could, like, he was a severe alcoholic. He hid it well, but like when we went to the camping trip, you could tell like he was sauced. And he went to the University of Michigan, so he's got all kinds of money, and they're the much better family on paper, but I sure wouldn't switch. Fuck no. And then at the same time, you're gonna have a little kid forever. He'll basically be your little kid forever. Except what about that conversation you have to have with them? How difficult is that one? No, buddy, you don't get to go do what the other kids get to do because, you're different. You're special.
I mean, how do you explain that they're weirded out by you and don't want to play with you because you're different? You can't.
Or that you're not allowed to go be with girls. Right? You're not allowed. No, you'll never leave home. No, you'll never go to college. No, you can't join the military.
My cousin has a severely autistic son that,
That's a whole different story.
She thinks about that all the time. How am I ever, I know he's going to understand, how am I ever going to have that conversation with him?
How is she going to handle that when she gets old and he's a big giant monster scary? Because that's, he's got real fucking issues and she works with him and everything and he's still a nutcase. He's
still not verbal, he grunts.
But he's also violent.
And he's violent.
He's very violent. And you would have to be. I can't imagine what it would be like, how frustrating it would be like. We don't know that if in their heads they're speaking like we are, but then they go to try to say it and it comes out fucked up. Can you imagine how fucking infuriating that would be? Nobody can understand you. You can think fine, but then when you go to say it, your body doesn't do what it wants.
He's got a pad to communicate with, but he doesn't like to always use it.
Who would?
It's frustrating. Yeah, it's like a constant reminder you can't talk.
Right. It's so awful. And you just have to think like seriously, how is that dude? What value does that life bring the world? I know that's a fucked up thing to say, but think about it like we would any animal or any other thing in this world. We wouldn't think about it that much. When you have a dog that is clearly fucking nuts and will bite people, will hurt people, is a violent dog, you put the dog down. But like poor Heather, she has that's her baby. She made that. And it wrecks her life.
It breaks her heart every day. Just even looking at him, knowing you're never gonna know love. You're never gonna have the joy.
I'm never gonna be able to do it because of you.
Well, there's that too. But as a mom,
I'm never gonna be able to enjoy any sort of semblance of a normal life because of you. How could you not resent that situation?
Well, and then resent yourself because you created that being.
Well,
there's
and
a whole lot of psychological bullshit in there.
Isn't this a vaccine baby thing?
No.
You sure? I thought it was. I thought she had the.
Adam did a lot of drugs.
But I thought she came home. They got the vaccines, and she noticed it the next day. I thought.
I don't think
Okay, so there is no cure for Down syndrome, education and proper care, Down syndrome is most common is the most common chromosomal abnormality, occurring in about 1 in 1,000 babies born worldwide. That is a lot of fucking babies. 1 out of every 1,000 babies worldwide? I mean, that's millions and billions of babies born every year.
Yeah.
Well, how many people are born every year? Take 0.1% of that. That's a lot. And 1 in 700 in the U.S. Gee, so. This is right there. This is getting into what I'm saying. So in the world where you have the third world and you have all the disadvantages that happen, it's 1 out of 1,000.
Yeah.
In the United States, where we supposedly have all the advantages, it's 1 out of 700.
Yeah.
How does that make sense? What's the major difference between the United States and everywhere else in the world when it comes to babies being born? Literally, there's only one real, true, major difference. I mean, obviously, hospital care and all that is one thing, but it's vaccinations. And since this is something that happens gestationally, it's the whatever has happened with the mother. I mean, you have to wonder, like, with the one that went to school, they had the 2 normal kids, and then they had the Down syndrome one. She was only in her, late 20s or early 30s.
Oh, yeah, no, she was young.
And so you have, did she have that baby after she had gotten a certain shot of some sort? Did she run out and get the flu vaccinations a bunch of times in between her second and third kid? There's some sort of difference there. I mean, granted, there was probably 4 years between them, 4 or 5 years between them. But, I mean, we can't. I wish we could go ask her. I wish I could go talk to her and hey, let's dig up some really painful shit. But
right.
Did you get any vaccines between second kid and third kid? Did you get any experimental shit done? Did you get any, fake food and vaccination? Something. Well, let's see. In 2015, there were 5.4 million people with Down syndrome globally, of whom 27,000 died. Down from 43,000 deaths in 1990? What? The syndrome is named after British physician John Langdon Down, who dedicated his medical practice to the cause. Some aspects were described earlier by French psychiatrist Jean-Étienne Dominique Esquirol in 1838. So, the earliest cases of documentation are in 1838. Understand that they say that they were mapping genomes and shit in the 1700s. That they were coming up with the first vaccinations in the 1700s. Understand that by 1838, according to they were able to have dry ice existed. You know, we were a very, when you look at the historical record, we were much more advanced. How long does it say they live? How long do they live? I don't know. Here, life expectancy is 50 to 60 years. And okay, so think about that. I said this along with with SOBA, with what you call autism, what I call SOBA, symptoms of biological attack. If they live to be about 50 or 60 years old, and parents, you know, the average lifespan of the parent, you know, 70, 80 years old, and you probably had your kid in your 20s, early teens or late teens, early 20s, it's almost like whatever this is designed to die shortly after the parents do, so that the system isn't responsible to take care of them. Just like with SOBA, right? I mean, again, I'm sure this is all just weird coincidence that I can continuously make with all of these different things that happen to be, you know, discovered. I'm sure it's all coincidence that every time I look into any of these things, it's basically the same narrative. Some dude in France was the first to sort of acknowledge things, and then, you know, in the earlier 1800s, and then around the 1880s, shit really starts taking off. And French physician Edouard Seguin in 1844, the genetic cause was discovered in 1959. It wasn't until 1959 that they decided to tell us, oh, this is the cause. All right, so now we have signs, symptoms, cause. Down syndrome is caused by, yeah, we already read this shit. I don't need to hear any more of these weird ass lies. Mechanism, what's the mechanism? The extra genetic material present in Down syndrome results in overexpression of a portion of the 310 genes located in chromosome 21. You would think getting more of something would be better, right? Some is good, more is better. Guess not. The overexpression has been estimated at 50% due to the third copy of chromosome present. Some research has suggested that Down syndrome critical region is located at bands 21, with this area including genes for the amyloid precursor protein, superoxide dismutase, and likely the E2S2 proto-oncogene. Oncogene? I don't know. Other research, however, has not confirmed these findings. MicroRNAs are also proposed to be involved. Right. It's just like everything else. This is the thing. This is how this happened. There's no way, believe it or you're in. However, every time. The dementia that occurs in Down syndrome is due to an excess of amyloid beta peptide introduced in the brain and is similar to Alzheimer's disease, which also involves amyloid beta buildup. Amyloid beta buildup is processed from amyloid precursor protein, the gene for which is located on chromosome 21. Sure is amazing that such drastically different things can end up with the same conclusion. Senile plaques and neurofibrillary, I guess, tangles are present in nearly all by 35 years old, though dementia may not be present. It is hypothesized that those with Down syndrome lack a normal number of lymphocytes and produce less antibodies, which is said to present an increased risk of infection. Are they trying to say that Alzheimer's is an infection? Did I just read that correctly? That Alzheimer's and dementia are an infection? Down syndrome is associated with an increased risk of some chronic diseases that are typically associated with older age, such as Alzheimer's disease. It is believed that accelerated aging occurs and increases the biological age of tissues, but molecular evidence for this hypothesis is sparse. Again, it's believed that it's this. However, according to a biomarker of tissue age known as epigenetic clock, it is hypothesized that trisomy 21 increases the age of blood and brain tissue on average by 6.6 years. Per what? Is it like it's so you're 6.6 years older, or is it 6.6 years per year, or what the fuck are we talking about here? You guys see this? Like, again, I'm just reading you what they want us to read on a page that can't be fucking Down syndrome can't be edited, so you can't hide behind that. All right, so I'm gonna go to history. So this is the thing. So Levitas and Reed have suggested that this early Netherlandish painting, the adoration of the Christ child, depicts a person with Down syndrome as one of the angels. That's the best that they can come up with. Because this isn't just fucking weird as is. Like, look at how... And then it's... Let's see. It's one of the angels, so... Oh, yeah. Wait, what? Oh, it's supposedly, I think, this angel, right? But you're telling me that one looks like it has Downs? But these don't? Don't these look like they have Down syndrome too? Which one am I supposed to think it is? Or is it the one that doesn't quite have a face? Or its face is leaning back unnaturally? And of course, so this is in the background of the painting, and this is what we're supposed to ignore, right? Look, first of all, you have those two guys like shooting another angel, I guess. I don't even know who's connected to these angels somehow. Not sure. But look at the city that's in the background. What fucking city is that in the background of this painting? And this guy doesn't look like he has Down syndrome too? It looks like they just painted people that look like they had Down syndrome back then. Oh no, they're saying that's the one. That's the one with the Down syndrome. I mean, seriously, he looks like half of the people there. You're telling me this guy has Down syndrome, this angel, but this one doesn't? They all look like they have Down syndrome. Come the fuck on. That's some desperate shit, man. The English physician John Langdon Down first described Down syndrome in 1862. So we're a little earlier than usual with this one. Recognizing it as a distinct type of mental disability, and again, in a more widely published report in 1866. So again, let's think about this. Throughout all of history, these babies that are born, 1 out of every 1,000 babies, nobody was talking about it prior to this? Nobody documented it prior to this, except for that one guy who might have mentioned it in 17 something. So John Langdon Down, who it's named after, first described it in 1862. Remember, we had photographic ability back then, so he didn't think to take any pictures. And they're saying that he first described it in 1862, so we're going to see like a lot about him, right? No. We're just going to immediately jump to Edward Seguin, described it as separate from cretinism in 1844. By the 20th century, Down syndrome had become the most recognizable form of mental disability. So people were getting it more and more as we advanced. And more people were getting what? Good food? Hygiene? What do you think that people were getting more and more of, especially starting in the 1890s, that could have possibly contributed to the rise in Down syndrome? Are you guys not following along here yet? Is it really this difficult? Am I really such a crazy conspiracy theorist that somehow I'm making the official narrative look stupid? Like how did I somehow do this? Due to his perception that children with Down syndrome shared facial similarities with those of Blumenbach's Mongoloid race, John Langdon Down used the term Mongoloid. Down felt that the symptoms of Down syndrome in Europeans were provided evidence that all peoples were genetically related. Doesn't it kind of though? If everybody that gets this same thing, it's not particular or no group is immune. Everybody gets it and it makes everyone look the same. Can you imagine? He's up there in heaven looking down, going, fuck! Why's it gotta be Down syndrome? Makes it sound like I had the shit. This is his quote, if these great racial divisions are fixed and definite, how comes it that disease is able to break down the barrier and to simulate so closely the features of the members of another division? Why did we talk like this? I cannot but think that the observations which I have recorded are indications that the differences in the races are not specific but variable. These examples of the result of degeneracy among mankind appear to me to furnish some arguments in favor of the unity of the human species. Why did we think we were so different back then? In 19 want to go to the 1950s. Why do we always have to skip things like that? I don't care about the 1950s. With the discovery of underlying cause of chromosomes, concerns about the race-based nature of the name increased. In 1961, a group of 19 scientists suggested that Mongolism had misleading connotations and had become an embarrassing term. Yeah, you think for the people of Mongolia to be called Mongoloids was probably not to be called, you know what I mean? Like the World Health Organization, the WHO, we know how awesome they are, dropped the term in 1965 after a request by the delegation from the Mongolian People's Republic. It took until 1965 before people were like, hey, come on. We can't just come up with something else to call it. Why don't we just name it after the third guy that talked about it? Not the first guy or the second guy. Let's name it after the third guy for some fucked up reason. Right? Because it's... Let's see. It says... right? Jean Etienne Dominique Esquirrel in 1838 and French physician Edouard Seguin in 1844. So why isn't it Esquirrel syndrome or Seguin syndrome? Why did Downs get that honor posthumously? While the terminology continued to be used until the late 20th century, it is now considered unacceptable and is no longer in common use. In antiquity, many infants with disabilities were either killed or abandoned. That's how we say it. That's why they didn't exist. Because they were just killed or abandoned. Because back then, people didn't love their children. Right? Yeah, no, people were just like, hey, times are tough, son. You're 5 years old. You can go make it in the streets of New York. Get on that orphan train. Go live in the little shanties that are somehow built underneath the bridge for kids to live in. Go ahead. In June 2020, the earliest evidence of Down syndrome was found in genomic evidence from an infant that was buried before 3200 BC at the Poolabrone Dolmen in Ireland. Oh, well, they found genetic evidence from a fucking child buried from 5,000 years ago. That makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes.
5,000 fucking years ago. Researchers believe that a number of historical pieces of art portray Down syndrome, including pottery from pre-Columbian Tumaco-Latolta culture in the present-day Colombia and Ecuador, and the 16th century painting, The Adoration of the Christ Child. So, 1500s. Gotcha. But then it was just nothing ever depicted it or anything. Look at this fucking nasty Christ child, by the way. Look at how fucking Bobby Hill crazy he looks. I left his penis out because, you know, you fucking weirdos love the penises. But look at how insane. Doesn't that look like a good old Jesus? That looks like a weird ass baby. I mean, seriously, like, look at how like, that's a really, really premature baby, don't you think? Look at how small that baby is. Like, look at the hands of this one angel. Look at how creepy those hands are. Those fingers are. Ugh.
Gross.
Try to get the penis out of there. Look at that. Look at the hand. Ugh. Look at the hair. So, who's painting this in the 1500s? Isn't that an amazing painting? Just painting fire and old men looking off into the nowhere. All that art looks creepy. It always does. It always does. And I keep begging you guys, seriously, go look at any painting from back in the day. And don't focus on what you're supposed to focus on. Look at the background of the painting. The backgrounds of the painting continuously show you a world that shouldn't exist. So yeah, that's Down syndrome. So I guess I'm just like a crazy boy who somehow magically through my own fucking conspiracy theory is able to literally connect everything to the same shit using the information they want us to use. Like, do you not understand how weird that is? I'm not that smart. It's not that hidden. It's all really pretty obvious. What do you think the chances are? Like you think when I looked up Tourette syndrome, I knew there weren't going to be any accounts of it throughout the 1500s, the 1200s. There wasn't ever a ruler or nothing like that had Tourette syndrome, so it was well documented. Never. Didn't exist until the 1800s, late 18s. What are the chances? What are the chances that so many of these neurological, we're sort of taught that they're genetic, but they're more neurological disorders, all seemingly rise from the same period? I mean, it's just weird, right? Or no? You don't see it that way? I gotta go pee. I need you to step in for a hot second here and there. Fat chubby Tom.
Yeah, hello. Hello. I was just trying to do a post about a testimonial, and I just had one sentence. Are afraid of losing money. Okay, so for those of you that don't know, I am on day 4 of kidney infection. And I don't know if any of you are familiar with one of those, but they always require very potent antibiotics. A lot of times hospitalization for fluids and intravenous antibiotics. I did actually have one back in 100 years ago. And because I didn't have insurance, I just switched jobs and my new insurance hadn't kicked in, I couldn't go to the hospital. I told my doctor that, and she freaked out and made me come to her office every day for 7 days to get this shot of this super potent antibiotics, and maybe then could I stay out of the hospital. Well, I did. I'm in the middle of the story.
Hold the phone for
So I did, and I ended up getting over it. It took a good 2 weeks before I was back to normal and whatnot, and I had a promise to stay on the couch in between appointments and all that. And for those of you that don't know me, I am terrified of needles. So the fact that I
I thought you were gonna say, for those of you that don't know me sitting on the couch for is impossible.
Well, that was impossible, but it's cell phones, not these kind of cell phones, but cell phones had come into play, so I could still do my mortgage job from my couch. It was kind of nice, actually. But anyways, but yeah, it took a good 2 weeks before I finally felt good. But yeah, driving to the doctor every day, knowing I had to get a shot, was just traumatizing. Anyways, so this time around, I did not go to the hospital. I did not go take all their shit. I've been taking what you guys have heard of many times in the past, a Flume. which is 2 drops of frankincense, 2 drops of lemon, 2 drops of doTERRA's On Guard blend, which is their protective blend, and 2 drops of oregano and 2 drops of melaleuca.
She doesn't get 2 drops of oregano.
Also known as tea tree. And then you have to put a carrier oil to dilute your oregano in there. Take that twice a day. And then in the afternoon, morning and night.
She's too small for 2 drops.
And then in the afternoon, I've been taking a veggie cap of 4 drops of frankincense and 3 drops of, they call it zendocrine, which is their detoxifying blend to cleanse and detoxify the endocrine system, liver, pancreas, kidneys, all of that. I've been taking that once a day in the afternoon. Today is day 4. My fever is all but gone. My bladder inflammation and pressure is like 70% better. The kidney pain itself, that makes you bend over kind of pain in your lower back, that's about 70% better. And, you know...
You sure it's not like 68%?
Shut up. And, you know, I'm still tired. I'm still really weak. But I am so much so on the mend. And in less than 4 days, because this came on late Sunday afternoon, and it's only Wednesday morning, you know. So it's not 4 full days, but still, like, to feel this much better in this amount of time without poisoning my body, I fucking can't tell you.
You sound like you can.
It's incredible. I feel so much better than I did, and I was 30 years younger then. I didn't have kids. I didn't have a car accident. I didn't have hysterectomies. I didn't have all the health conditions and all that. Like, I was a strong, strapping version of me, and it still took 2 weeks to get over that shit back then, with their poisons.
It's probably the boobs.
Oh yeah, shut up.
No, it's the boobs absorbed it all. The boobs absorbed it and made it so it didn't work as well.
And I should go let those morons out.
Old paintings from the 1800s always look like civilization and more advanced than they say. I mean, from any time. You know, it's like from the like 1930s and back. I mean, it's crazy. It's crazy when you look at, but you know, when you look at the old footage of things, actually look at like old footage of like flying through old cities and shit. I forgot which thing it is, but there's it's like a blimp was going through like Philadelphia, or maybe it was New York, I can't remember, but the shit that you can see, the houses along the countryside, and just or the flying train from Germany in 1903. There's footage of that thing going around, and you can't say that that's fake because there's actually a big lie card that depicts that same train, just that same train tech, the flying train. It also showed a one rail train that I've never seen or heard of either. But the flying train footage is amazing because you look at the structure that they're in, along with the environment and the buildings off in the distance and all of it, and it just doesn't fit what you think the world was. Here it is, colorized. This is from 1902, my bad. Who built that thing? The people down there with their horses and buggies built this thing? In Germany, where are all the people at? Kind of looks like it's just been cleaned up. Oh, look, they're passing other trains. I mean, shit, what film is filming this? What video camera did they have in 1903 to even film this shit? But don't forget to look off in the distance. Oh, you missed that one because I wasn't going to do it correctly. Look at the castle off in the distance. See that shit? God damn it. Oh, it's not showing up. All the houses in the background, you can't see them all back there, but they're fucking huge. Look at the castles and shit all in the background. And then here's the station? Again, who built this? With what? Look, how much steel does that take? What foundries existed to produce all of that steel back then? And why don't we have this today? Just doesn't make any sense. Where did the train go? When and why did they get rid of it? Exactly. That's fucking insane. Yeah. Did you guys think that would be possible in 1902? And that's old. That's clearly not new. They definitely didn't build it to then destroy it at some point in super soon. So what the hell? When was it built? Where's the record of it? Let's see if there's any sort of thing on Wiki real quick, because I'm getting to my limit here.
We earned a degree at Walden University to enhance our lives. We also do it to enhance their lives too.
Flying trains, nothing. What's it called? You know what? I know another source I can look up so that I can get the name of it. Go to eBay, look up Live Big Trains. And now we'll see. Here's the series of. This one is from 1909. Oh, this is a different one from 1909. But it still shows you exactly what I'm talking about. So you have. This is 1909. You have this one. But you also have this. Do you guys ever remember seeing the one rail train system like that? You ever heard of that before? See, these are in. I don't know, German, I think. And then, of course, 1909, those really advanced subway systems. And then the ones that go across. Look at that. That thing's on like a roller coaster track to pull it up the mountain. You see that? What's doing that? There's no steam engine here. There's not even an engine car. It's just pulling it up. It's a rail car of some sort. This one seems to be an electric train. The one at the bottom. It's connected to the electric lines. That makes sense, doesn't it? And of course, this one being the most spectacular, who built all that? Where is that? What the fuck are we looking at? Even though that one below it is still pretty sweet too. I mean, do you guys ever remember hearing about the one rail train system? And then we have the, is this a different set? This is the one that's from, nope, this is the same thing. Wow, those other ones are much more beautiful. The thing is, you can't get these anymore because they won't send them. Like, Trump closed everything down, so you can't get we can't ship to and from the UK. At least we couldn't. I don't know if we can yet. But the train was much nicer than the shitty light rail that's been building around here for the last 20 years. Right. They've been building it for 20 fucking years, and it's still not complete. How the fuck did they build that shit back then? Oh, there's a kitty. Anyway, go do some research, I guess. You can come back and tell me what I'm wrong about. I've been stuck at 3 viewers today, so that's a lot of fun. So, have yourself a wonderful day. My fucking throat is cashed. I'm not feeling great. So, have yourself a wonderful day. Check out all the links in the description. Get your free download, www.the-bilderberg, bilderberg-group.com. It's free. All you ask is that you share it with somebody. When you click download, it'll ask you how much you want to pay. It's free, or you can donate. First link is the most important film ever made, Hollywoodism. I suggest you watch it. The second link is the most important article ever written, Israel Hayom, Bottom of Darkness. I suggest you read it. Hi, baby girl. Everyone else. Okay, you're gonna snuggle with me this side. Everyone else, have yourself a wonderful day. And you pedos. She's snuggling. You pedos, you is the best. I'm not supposed to fall asleep with this thing snuggling next to me. You're crazy. I'll snuggle up in my little spot. Have yourself a wonderful day, and you pedophiles, you kill yourself.